Well, let's talk about burnout versus the lack of motivation. Is there a
Whew.
difference?
Oh gosh, yes. Sometimes to the outside observer, people may misconstrue the two, but as an internal feeling, those things are definitely different in my book. Um, Lack of motivation is just like, all right, well, yeah, I don't feel like doing that, but I want to go do something else. Burnout is when you're just, for me, it seems like burnout is when I'm just spent. I'm empty. There's
Yeah,
nothing left, right?
you hit the
For,
wall.
I've hit the wall. I've got nothing left.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, burnout is real. Burnout is real.
yeah, and I think I agree that burnout is real, and unfortunately, we don't always recognize it for what it is um, before it becomes before it becomes really bad for us or detrimental for us.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that that's something that we as individuals have to pay attention to, especially if we're driven like we are to accomplish things, um, to recognize when you just need to say, you know what, I just need to take a step back and take a break and, just regroup and, just take a few minutes to get myself back together, whether it's rest, whether it's sleep, whether it's a cup of coffee, a walk in the park, whatever it is,
Hmm.
just recognizing that you need a moment to just recuperate.
So, what are some of things that we can? What are some observable things? Like if I'm trying to just sit back and take a moment to check myself, what are some things that I could look for to determine whether or not I just need more motivation or if I'm actually burnt out? Like, what are some of the questions I should be asking myself to make that determination?
Well, for me, I think some of the determining factors um, are my disposition, my attitude, or my outlook. How short I am when folks ask me a question, or how frustrated I might get if I'm not quickly getting the answer for something that I'm looking for. To me, those can be signs of uh, burnout. Maybe not burnout, but maybe just I just need to step away from this and take a moment to clear my head, clear my thoughts. And I think that those are some, you can ask yourself those questions like, hey, news, what's going on with you that you're being short with people, or what's going on with you that you have this frustration. Clearly you're frustrated, so what is making you frustrated? What's adding to that? And I don't know that people talk to themselves like that all the time. I think it's healthy. I mean, even though society may say, well, if you talk to yourself, something wrong with you. But I think it's healthy for you to ask yourself, those types of questions, especially when you can see or when you can feel that, your emotions are kind of going over the cliffs a little bit.
Yeah, I think everyone has limits. None of us
Mm.
have infinite reserves of energy and ability to keep pressing forward. We've all got limits. And I like how you put that because it really drives home the fact for me is that we can't recognize that we're burnt out until we pause. We have to pause if we want to be able to assess whether or not we're burnt out. And that's a huge inflection point.
Yeah, and that's why we talk about the things that we do. The pause, the shift, and ignite, because the pause is always first.
For sure.
It will help you to move past a myriad of situations if you just give yourself a moment to just kind of take in the situation. So
Yeah. And I think we could have a whole nother podcast episode with burnout, specifically talking about like what can we do? What can we do to avoid burnout instead of just recognizing that we're burnt out? It's one thing to recognize that you're burnt out, but it's a whole nother conversation of what we can do to avoid it. So let's put that one down in the books.
yeah, that's probably a good idea, because I think you get into that whole life balance conversation and start talking
Hmm.
about that.